Hi and welcome to Paws and Pencils Art. As you can see, I'm currently working on a little white dog. It's a commission that I'm doing for a close friend. So I'm actually drawing it on dark grey pastelmat paper, which has a bit of a rough tooth on it, which allows for more layers of pencils, so you can get your colours down. If you don't sort of do it too heavy-handed, then you can get up to about 23 layers of pencil on there. And you do need a lot of layers on this paper, because there is a tooth to the paper, and so if you don't get enough layers in, then you'll still see gaps in your drawing. So I don't know if you can sort of see here where I've just put rough guidelines in of where the fur is going to be. You can still see the grain coming through. So for this piece, I'm using polychromos pencils. They've got a nice sort of firm, hard core to it. They're really good for fine detail. They work brilliantly on eyes because of the detail, and because they're opaque, so you can actually see some of the colour coming through. I'm also using Pablos, which have got a nice creamy texture to it, and you can burnish with them. You can bring out the colour, texture. And then I'm also using luminance pencils, which is from the same brand as the Pablos, the Caran d'Ache. And the luminance ones, again, they have a nice waxy centre, and you can do quite a lot of nice tones on them as well. And the good thing with the pastelmat paper is you can do your lights over dark. So basically you can put a dark colour down and you can bring lights over the top. So where you can see on this one, I mean, this area is nowhere near done at the moment, but I'm actually sort of gradually building up my layers. So I'm trying to define the dark tones that are on this side of the paper, and it goes through an ugly stage first, so as you're doing it, but you just have to be patient and just work your way through it, and just trust the process. Now, before I actually get started on a piece, I have a really good look at the colours that I'm going to be using. So basically it's like having a recipe of colour, and I have a look to see, okay, I can see white there, I can see black, I can see different shades of pink and brown, different shades of grey, and sometimes when you sort of really sort of magnify it, you can actually possibly see a tint of another colour. So for example, in some areas you might see an earth green, which is that one, and whilst it looks quite green, it sort of comes out like a bit of a grey greeny colour. So yeah, so it's just kind of like, sort of experimenting with colour, and just to see where you get with it. But yeah, and then obviously you can always add more colour to it, if required. So I'm just working on this bit. The eye, I've had many different layers on it already, but I know that I will eventually go back to it. So I'm just actually concentrating on this area. I mean, as you can see as well, I've added the a guideline for myself, just to plot where the fur is going to go. And once I finish one area, then I shall move on to the next. And so basically work from the eye to the ear, top of the head, that ear, and then I shall gradually come down to the nose area. And the important thing when you're doing animals is always make sure that you follow the fur direction, because otherwise you can get a really skewed kind of like expression of the dog, so it might not sort of match the right lines. So always keep referring back to the reference photo. So I'm just gonna see if I can sort of get some more tones put in here. I mean, yes, at the moment it's kind of like looking like there's a lot of lines here, but I'm getting the darker colours on down underneath. And as you can see, because I'm using this polychromos pencil and going over the top, it's burnishing it and it's bringing the colour down a bit. So I mean, it can take a while on pastelmat paper, but you do get some really good results from it. So what I will do is I will film my process of this cute little fur baby and share it with you all. So that'll be available on YouTube, TikTok and my Facebook page and Instagram. And please like and share if you like it, and if there's any comments you'd like, you think any questions you'd like to ask, please put them down in the comments box and I will answer them as well. But yeah, for the moment I'm just gonna keep putting the layers in and trying to add texture. So you can see around this area there's not much texture there, it's kind of like colour, so you've just got to draw what your eyes see and not what you think they can see. So around the eye it's quite bright, but then it actually goes into just a colour part with not much sort of detail in it. So I'm gradually building it up to try and hide the tooth. And then down here you've got some more texture, so you can see some of the fur a bit more. And you can tell by the sound of the pencils making against the paper that it does have quite a rough surface. So I'm just laying down this cold grey one. So whilst it's not a white colour, it's got a slight tone to it. So I'm not using a huge amount of pressure on this. But enough to sort of make a slight difference. So there you go, you can see it sort of gradually building up. But what you don't want to do is just have lines. It's kind of like you've got to sort of really look at your tonal values, and tonal values really do make a difference. So for those of you who don't know me, I always liked drawing when I was at school, always my favourite subject. If I could do art every day for all of my lessons, then that would have been the perfect school day for me. Didn't actually follow the art path. I just went and sort of did quite a few different careers. currently yeah, sort of my sort of career at the moment is working in a library. I've done a degree in that field. I've had lots of other jobs, and then lockdown came along in 2020, and I picked up my pencils again. I did it occasionally on and off over the years, but I really sort of fell in love with drawing, creating art. Started off with just a piece of paper out of the printer, and I think the first thing I drew was Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I moved on to other bits and pieces. Then decided that I wanted to draw portraits, so I concentrated on graphite pencils. Got some really nice ones. Well, I got a set of Derwents, and I got some of the Blackwing ones. Blackwing pencils are quite nice as well. And then I decided I'd like to have a go at using colour pencils, and I am absolutely in love with it. It's really nice to be able to create art and be able to sort of do drawings for people, because I know pets are very important in people's lives, and it's just nice to be able to create something for people that they cherish. So just trying to get the line there. Yeah, so it's just nice to be able to do something nice for people, and this is something I just absolutely love doing. It's just so relaxing. So so this is what I do. I use different surfaces. They're all acid free, so basically it's the best type of paper you can use, and along with the light fast pencils, but with the combination, the colour will remain vibrant for up to 100 years, as long as you don't obviously put it in direct sunlight with the sun shining on it all day. You will get really bright hues on the picture for up to 100 years. So yeah, so it can be sort of passed down through the family. So I think we're getting kind of somewhere with this part. Lots of colour to go in. Yep. As I say, what I'll do is I will finish this area mostly tonight, as much as I can get done, and then tomorrow concentrate maybe on this part, starting to the year, and I will record myself doing that. So this will be, like I said, it'll be available on my Facebook page, Paws and Pencils Art, Instagram and TikTok. Okay, thanks for watching.